What is good, people? It is your boy Jet, and today I have a very special guest right here, Sensei Broken Ronin.
What is up, guys? Broken Ronin here, talking about JJK as the title and thumbnails would suggest, and just talking about the overall anime and things about that, like what we like and what to expect moving forward.
Yes, sir. If you guys like Sorcery Fight and you want to see more videos like that, make sure you go check out Broken Ronin, and make sure you guys go ahead and black flash that like button and hollow purple that subscribe button on both I and Broken Ronin channels. But let's go ahead and start talking about some Sorcery Fight.
There wasn't much that I didn't like about the anime, but if I was gonna go over some of the positives that I think the anime did, specifically the animation and action are some things that I think everybody can agree on was phenomenal. Even if you aren't a fan of Jujutsu Kaisen for whatever reason, you have to admit that the action in this season was top tier. Semi-iconic panels and scenes to life with such great animation, just been pretty cool to see. So I'd say that's probably one of its biggest strengths in terms of its anime adaptation.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm someone who really likes the story and like stories of anime. Of course, like I freaking read My Hero, it's not like a lot of action, but man, the action for this anime was freaking amazing. Like people were saying that God of High School was like a test trial, like the practice for Jujutsu Kaisen. The fights in Jujutsu Kaisen just hit different. I know a lot of people were saying, oh, the choreography in the manga was like so well done, and now like in the anime it's just fights in Jujutsu Kaisen just hit different. Yeah, everyone knows about Yuji and Nanami jumping Mahito, fight back, that meme. Speaking of that, that is the perfect anime clip for that meme, bro. Like that meme just hits different after that fight.
The funny thing about Jujutsu Kaisen fights is that a lot of them involve jumping. Along with the most recent fight that's probably going to be ending off season 1, a lot of Jujutsu Kaisen fights include people getting jumped. Gege Akutami writes characters jumping people quite a bit, so it is pretty funny to see and interesting to see, like, because a lot of times you don't get multiple characters fighting at once. A lot of times the anime characters like focus on 1v1s and things like that.
Another thing that I really like about Jujutsu Kaisen is the power system. The power system is really cool. I really like how it's brought over. I mean, my favorite power system, I know it's the default one, Nen, Hunter x Hunter, but I think Cursed Energy is hitting up there. It's getting a little bit up there. It's a mix of Nen and quirks, because correct me if I'm wrong, you're born with your curse technique. It really doesn't, you can't really like develop it. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, like, your curse technique can evolve, but what you're born with is your technique. Like Gojo says pretty blatantly that 80% of a sorcerer's ability is innate talent and what you're born with.
Yeah, and I think that's really cool, just how different people like develop their techniques. Like for instance, I would say Megami, just like with all of his like shadow techniques, I think that's a really cool implement, how he uses them. The elephant, the wolf, I don't know the wolf's name, the birds helps him fly, the dogs helps him seek out things. Like his curse technique is very unique, and then with it, he doesn't just sit back and have them fight like a Pokemon trainer. If his wolves are jumping you, he's gonna come in and hit you in the nuts, and that's what I like about it. And then domain expansions, you know how many times I walk around saying that? It's just so cool. Well, my third favorite anime is Yu Yu Hakusho. One of the more underutilized aspects of it was the territories, which territories are really cool in Yu Yu Hakusho, but they weren't utilized as much. And now that we have domain expansions, it's freaking cool. Like, well, we've seen Gojo's, Jogo's, Sukuna's,
Megamis
and Mahitos, and all of them just really cool. Like,
they're crazy. Yeah, we've seen a decent bit of their domains, and every time it's the focus. Like Sukuna's the first one we see, he just rips apart a special grade. Gojo's a measure, like Infinite Void, was pretty awesome. Mahito's was pretty crazy, and then most recently Megami's was pretty hype. Like seeing him finally kind of like not necessarily reach those same levels, but like starting his journey of becoming much stronger and finally like growing as a character and as a sorcerer was pretty cool. Overall, like I kind of like you said, the power system, to me, it's my favorite so far, like power system of any series I've read, including Hunter x Hunter. A lot of people think that's a hot take, but that's just my opinion on the power system. I like the way that it integrates into the character. I like how their techniques are expressive of who they are personally and kind of show their own personality and traits. Like, I think it's interesting how Gojo, the strongest sorcerer, and someone who's basically quote unquote unreachable by everybody else, also has an ability that doesn't allow people to physically touch him. Like, I think those types of like relations and correlations are really cool.
Yeah, and then Sukuna, being the nice guy that he is, you can leave his domain whenever you want, but like, are you really gonna leave?
You might leave in pieces, but Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, like when looking at JJK as an anime, like for me, I may even end up making a video on this, but I genuinely think, like, I wouldn't say this for most series. Like I would say like other series that I think do this are like Demon Slayer, in terms of like not only adapting its source material but elevating it to just another level is something that I think very few anime end up doing. Like obviously Demon Slayer took its manga to another level, not in terms of, not as only in terms of sales, but in terms of like quality too. You compare what season 1 covers in the manga versus the actual anime, it's crazy. Same thing with JJK, honestly. It's just a crazy experience, and for it to be a basically perfect adaptation with very little going wrong with it, I think is something that a lot of fans of the series and of the manga especially have to appreciate.
Another thing I wanted to kind of get into this video before we wrapped everything up was the characters. I like the characters. I really do like the characters, and I like how they kind of tie into Jujutsu and all that. For instance, Gojo, I already see it in the future. Second popularity poll, every popularity poll, Gojo number 1. Everyone's gonna get sick and tired of seeing Gojo at the top, and it's not like he didn't earn the top spot. He did. Like, bro, it's freaking Gojo. But it's gonna get to the point where everyone's sick and tired of it. They just want someone else to be number 1. They don't even care if Gojo's like number 2. Like, as long as he's not number 1. Like, that's how big Gojo is. Like, this man Gojo is already being compared to Goku in freaking power scaling battles. Like,
being compared to Goku immediately. Like, the thing is, I think characters in JJK and the way they interact, like I've been kind of saying this for a while, like their chemistry is really, it's always super fun for me to see on screen. Like the way Megumi, Nobara, Yuji, and Gojo interact with each other is something that I think, like, even for an anime as new as it's very rare to see characters interact in such a likable and enjoyable way, at least in my opinion. Usually there may not be as fun reactions, but like I know myself and a lot of other like JJK fans I know would be content with just like episodes of just the main cast interacting with each other and chilling without even major action scenes happening. I think enjoyable it is to watch these characters talk to each other and communicate and just kind of like goof off, especially when you contrast that to how dark the series is getting in the manga. Yeah, some nice uplifting character moments are nice to see in the anime.
Another thing, I'm just gonna say it, Nobara best girl, and I really like strong, independent women like her. And she doesn't feel like just like another Sakura, she doesn't feel like just another girl character. Like, most people just kind of throw girl characters in the series, just type of girl character, Uraka, but Nobara feels like Nobara feels like her own actual character, and I really like. She's actually my second favorite character, right behind Inumaki, who is underutilized, but I'll speak on him in a minute. Actually, no, fuck it, I'm gonna speak about him right now. Inumaki's goated, best curse technique in all Jujutsu Kaisen with a bad down type, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Inumaki's great. Panda goated. I want to see what his sister's like. Maki became an instant favorite among people. Like,
Maki was given like one major episode, and everybody, like, that's the thing I like. Like, you can give the characters a small amount of spotlight, and just because of how well written and interesting they are to see, like, people just gravitate towards them. Like, Toto was like that too. Like, the way he interacted with Megumi, he's like, yeah, what type, like, what girl's your type? Instantly people gravitated towards his character. I like that. I like that, like how you can give a character a focus, a very small one at that, give them a little bit of their dialogue and things of that sort, and it's just really easy to gravitate and enjoy their characters in one way or another.
I mean, I like Toto, but I don't know if that man's blind, but that man, that girl Jennifer Lawrence does not have the fattest ass, but you know who does? Megan Thee Stallion. Hey, isn't it true that Yuji said he likes girls like Megan Thee Stallion in the dub, or am I just tripping?
I think he does say it in the dub. I'm pretty sure he does, which is pretty funny. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, because Megan Thee Stallion's an actual like anime fan. Like, she got a badonka-donk.
I'm not too big of a fan of the dub in general, but I will say that line right there kind of goated. Go.
Yeah, since you're Margarita, go ahead and tell us what we can expect. Just to try to avoid some spoilers, can we expect some big flashy fights? Like, do you think some fights coming after this season are gonna top Gojo versus Jogo? Really wasn't a fight.
I'll say this.
Massacre.
I'll say this. After this fight comes up, after the season wraps up, right? Basically saying that we're gonna get a fight that completely like blows everything else out of the water. Like, I will say it's a fight. I'll be very vague. It's a fight involving Gojo, so you know it's already going to be goated, but it is Gojo's and the series' best fight up to where the anime is. Like, completely hands down, like, no cap. Like, it's just the stakes are insane. Everything about it's crazy, right? And in my opinion, this next arc is going to also be the best arc from a writing standpoint. Arguably the best arc in the series, although I prefer Shibuya more. But up to where the anime is adapting, this next arc is hands down way better than all of them. And I've been a major fan of how season 1's been adapted. Basically, I think everything people like about JJK, whether it be the characters, the fights, the way the characters interact, all that different stuff, the production quality of season 2 is the same or even better than season 1. Just expect people to get even more hype over this, because the series, in my opinion, it just snowballs in terms of its quality. It just keeps getting better and better. So I would say keep your expectations pretty high and be excited. If you're dedicated to staying anime only, I would say be excited for when the basically inevitable season 2 is announced and when that does come out.
And there you guys have it. If you guys like Jujutsu Kaisen or sorcery fight videos, make sure you guys go check out Broken Ronin. His link will be down in the description below. And if you guys like the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share, and show my boy Ronin some love. Without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.